Okay, so now for our pike push-ups, this is gonna have a very similar feel to our regular push-ups or our planche push-ups, but now we're gonna look to tiptoe and walk the hips above the shoulders. Okay, so we're kind of combining our push-up progressions and then our elevated handstand progression up on the bench, up on the box. Okay, but now we're gonna look to maintain that hollow body shape as we lean into the upper back and go down into this pike push-up. Okay, and now very key that we don't start to arch the back into extension. We're not looking to make this an incline bench press or some type of overhead press. We really have to get used to rounding the back and leaning into the upper back and traps as we go down in this push-up here, okay? Because if your goal is to eventually do handstand push-up and to pick up into a handstand position, you will not be able to do that safely if we're arched, okay? As soon as the feet come off the ground, you're gonna start to fall into that overbalance. So we need to learn how to lean into that round shape, lower into the upper back, and then the feet will eventually start to pick off into our shoulder stand. Okay? So that is our pike push-up. 3 to 6 until we get used to that nice round. And it's almost hard for me to do these without picking the feet up now because of how accustomed I am to doing the handstand push-up work. But what you can do to start building towards that is we get nice and round and then just picking one foot off into that shape, back into your starting position. Down. But the key is to maintain that hollow body, okay? We don't want to start to pick up and then arch to get the legs overhead, okay? Everything is about round, flexed, hollow body, okay? And now, same thing can be done on the floor. And it's a little bit easier on the floor in terms of falling out and then also hitting that headstand or that shoulder stand, okay? So hands on the floor. We then lean down into this headstand position. And again, making sure that we're staying nice and round, nice and flexed. You can pick up here. This would be our headstand. You can pick up straddled. You can also pick up tucked, okay? Before you press back out. And now when first starting these, you might want the wall behind you in order to catch you if you do lose that flex shape. But same idea as those parallels. Lean, round, press back through, okay? And same thing as our handstand progression. You might be a little limited by your pike mobility in terms of how deep and how compressed you can get into this shoulder stand or this pike push-up, but we're just looking to build up time here. Okay, same way that we're accumulating time on the wall, looking to accumulate time on the heads, or on the hands and the head. And you can also do a similar thing with the head down on the parallels. And this will be more so your shoulder stand than your headstand, okay? So the deeper we go into this handstand position, the harder it is. Okay, nice and round, staying tight, and then if you want, start to pulse head off the ground, but it's a bit more advanced. So those will be our pike push-ups and our shoulder and headstand shapes. Touch on the headstand positions a bit more now using the wall. We'll start to drill some shapes. So using that same pike push-up entry. But now what we can look to do is have the wall spot us if we do lose the round hollow body shape. And then we can start to work some straddle shapes in this hollow body, some pike shapes, and then also some tuck and straddle tuck shapes, okay? And this is just a great way to get a feel for what's going on with the legs and with the pelvic tilt without having to just hold all the weight on our hands, okay? So we get 3 points of contact here using the head instead of just the two hands, okay? And then we come out the same way that we entered our pike push-up. Okay, so that's how we're gonna build up our straddle, tuck, and pike, and then the same thing can eventually be done up on the wall using the hands, but that's for a later advanced handstand program in the future.